we'll have some substitutions here. Delaney Sheehan comes in. Manamano comes out. Yokoyama also coming in. Yokoyama.
No surprise to see some additional substitutions being made. I think we're going to see several more down the stretch, even potentially, just to give a quick breather, a little bit of rest to some of these players who are going to be putting in a lot of minutes over the course of a week. Gotham FC doing a good job of being patient, keeping the ball, looking to swing it around. It's just making that final pass in the attacking third that's been giving them problems. However, we're seeing them make the easy 1-2 touch passes. They were able to find a look outside. Just not quite creating that space they need to make that final dangerous ball into the 18.
Megan Rapinoe, who's 2 for 2 on PKs with OL Reign. Love to make it a second goal tonight. Official's flag was up. Rapinoe, for good measure, put it in anyway.
That did look very clearly offsides by Megan Rapinoe. She was behind the last defender before that ball was played. The AR got it right with her flag up.
Doesn't hurt to try, though.
You can see as the ball is played, Rapinoe just behind the last defender, who actually was number 22, Mandy Freeman, not Krieger, who was the closest to Megan Rapinoe.
Doesn't hurt to try, though.
Never hurts to try. And I like that she still dribbles it in and puts it away, even after the whistle.
OL Reign after this contest has a date on the 24th with Houston Dash. That'll be in Texas. Gotham FC, they're also playing on the 24th. They get North Carolina and Courage in Cary, North Carolina. Now the commute's not as long, but still. OL Reign traveling, hopping on a plane, going back home, and then going to Texas. Legs will be tired a little bit.
It's a tough schedule down the stretch, and especially when you have 3 games in a week that are all on the road. That's a very grueling schedule, tough on the body. Really important to make sure these players are getting some rest.
And they close out the regular season, OL Reign does, back home in Seattle against Orlando Pride. So for them, they hope one of 2 things. One is they close out the regular season with a playoff spot already secured. And 2, preferably, a win would give them an extra few days off. Top 2 teams are given a bye.
Megan Rapinoe did an excellent job on that last Ali Krieger possession of just applying a little bit of pressure and really cutting off that passing lane to the outside and to her outlet pass on the touchline. Rapinoe is really smart about using spaces and also winning that ball back up front. Krieger didn't have anywhere to go. She was forced to boot one down the field, which ultimately resulted in OL Reign gaining possession.
Jenna Bike with the yellow card here in the 84th minute. Cold shoulder that was to Rapinoe. To make it up though, a gamer. And now here's Barnes. We'll see what Lauren does here on service. Working it short to Rapinoe. Rapinoe with the left foot punched away nicely by Betos. Michelle was just swiping left, if you would.
Megan Rapinoe wished one of her teammates would have swiped right on that ball. She also probably wishes she could have gotten it just a couple inches, maybe a few feet farther back out from goal, so Betos wasn't able to get a paw on it.
Michelle's been tested and worked a lot in the second half. She has seen 7 shots come her way in this half. Let's go and McClernand. Veronica was supposed to come in earlier for Jordan Huitema, did not. She was called off because Huitema felt like she was in a good position to return. Watsko now will make her presence felt in the 85th minute.
Betos has done a nice job. You mentioned some of the saves she's racked up in this game. There's just been a couple of times that she's looked a little bit shaky when distributing the ball, looking to send balls out wide. A couple where she's put her defenders in tough spots, trying to control a ball with an attacker right on their necks, breathing down their necks.
Lauren Barnes, plenty of smiles to work around. McClernand now comes in. Westchester, Pennsylvania, a Virginia Cavalier. Now a member of OL Reign. Barnes was fantastic. And part of the way that you know a defender is good and has played well is you don't mention their name at all.
Absolutely. Especially at the center back position, if your name is being said, it's usually because you made a horrible mistake that resulted in a goal. Sometimes at that outside back position, you can get up into the attack and potentially do some damage or swing a ball in. At center back, you don't want to be mentioned at all during a broadcast.
First half expected goals. Lavelle. As it was in the first half, expected goals for Gotham FC was 0.2. For OL Reign was 0.27. But here in the second half, OL Reign expected goals is 1.25. For Gotham FC, 0.24.
If OL Reign are unable to score again in this match, some credit has to go to this Gotham FC team because they have been averaging more than 2 goals per game in their last 9 games, with this Reign offense really clicking. And especially with the insertion of Megan Rapinoe and Jessica Fishlock in the second half, they've been creating a lot more. If Gotham FC is able to hold them to 1, that's actually a nice showing by their defense, their back line, and Michelle Betos. Gotham FC also has created some chances for themselves. They just haven't been able to finish. I think that's the story of the season, though, for them. Mistakes being made or poor execution inside the 18s. Betos motioning for her teammates to get up at this point in the game. If they want to get the equalizer, they're running out of time. They need to start pressing higher on the field and really trying to put numbers forward.
Their last win, you have to go back to June the 4th, where they beat Washington Spirit 1-0. They have not won since then. They have 4 wins right now in the season, 4-15.
Another opportunity at this point in the season for Gotham FC is to get some of their younger or more inexperienced players time and experience playing in an actual game, getting different players different looks. Maybe you experiment a little bit more with your lineup, trying people in new positions. This can be a beneficial evaluation period for the coaching staff at the very least.
Since their July 8th victory against Racing Louisville FC, they've really not been able